What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We've got another episode of Hoop Sense. We've got a special guest. I guess we have like 2/3 of the 89 Cavs here today. It's Justin Catchens is joining us. But before I get Justin on the mic, just a reminder, if it's your first time hanging out with us, do us a favor. Subscribe to Count the Dings, like the video, share it with your friends, get on the podcast, follow us on Hoop Sense, 5-star, rates, reviews, do all the things. Get the algo boosted. Justin, what's going on, man? Thanks for jumping in again.
Thanks for having me, man. Just chilling. We were in Vegas this weekend for Summer League, so finally regulated back to, humankind, regular civilization with places with windows. There's a lot less screens in my life.
That's one of us, man. I'm still, this is like my first day back to civilization because Southwest decided that I should stay in Las Vegas for an extra day. And I had one of those sleeps last night where it was like open mouth, just like drool everywhere, like real, like aggressive. My body was letting me know that it needed a hard reset. Cause it's just, and we say this every time, like the first 2 nights you're there, you're like, this is the best. I'm having a great time. I'm going to live forever. And then that third night, you're like, I need green stuff. I need lettuce. I need some vegetables. I need a green juice. I need something. But always a good time. I know we had a nice crowd coming out there with us this past year. How was, I don't know, you got there, you get to see the Cooper Flag debut. We saw a little Bronny. I don't know, what was some of the Summer League highlights for you? Anybody stick out?
Obviously I only saw the first Cooper Flag game in person, which was not his best performance, but even best performance offensively, shooting wise, I think it was like 5 for 21, but even then he was aggressive and his feel for the game was evident. It's Summer League is hard because I've never seen as many air balls in a game as you'll see in Summer League, which is, probably since from dudes showing you they've extended their range or adding stuff to their game. So it can be hard to pay attention the whole time in a real way. But I really did like, from the couple games I saw, obviously Flag stood out. I really like Derek Queen. I hadn't watched him much than maybe one tournament game, but I see the Jokic comparisons. They're like just a big dude with feel, a lot of nice passes. Jeremiah Fears was fun. Those are the people who come to top of mind.
Yeah, man, you mentioned the airball thing. Like I kept trying to remind myself that I know, like you said, some of these guys are like they've been instructed to by their staff, like the coaching staff. They're like, hey, this is what we want when you're working on. So Gigi Jackson, we're gonna have you take tough threes today. and it was, I think Gigi racked up like four air triples in that Celtics Grizzlies game, which was one of the first ones we went and saw. Yeah, I agree. And I'm being a Celtics fan. I really liked what Hugo was doing while he was out there. Sorry, Hugo, soft H. And you mentioned feel. I think that is the one thing you can take away from Summer League. It's like people that just look comfortable. Like we watched that Bronny Cooper Flag game, and even though Bronny's numbers did not look great, he did look comfortable out there. Like it didn't seem. Sometimes the energy is a little bit chaotic from some of the younger guys. Everybody's trying to prove themselves in those situations, and rightfully so. But Bronny did look a little calm, a little cool.
It looks intentional.
Absolutely. Those are the things that stood out to me too. I really did. I liked Hugo's game quite a bit. The Cooper Flag, dude, that missed dunk was sick. I can't believe that's what we're talking about is a missed dunk. But in that first game where he drove the lane and it looked like he was just gonna catch a body, that was nasty stuff.
He tried it in the second game too. That athletic. I hate to call a white dude sneaky athletic, but he really doesn't look like he's moving fast enough. Then he gets up there, so I'm looking forward to it.
I think it's okay if you do it. I think if I do it, then it falls in that category. But I'm with you too. It is really hard to take too much away from Summer League. I feel like you can't tell if people are, or you can't, it's really hard to tell if somebody's like, okay, he's going to be good. He's going to move through. It is kind of easy to tell, I think, sometimes where this one might not translate. I'm not out here naming names or anything like that, but I do think sometimes you can get that from checking some of it out. What about outside of Summer League? Any highlights from people watching? I know Ronnie Turioff, that was a great was like a great sighting there. I was trying to think of like other, NBA. Well, he's an NBA player. I was gonna say NBA adjacent, but any good people watching stories out there in Vegas?
There's always, summer league, especially if you go, which if you're at the Win or something, you're gonna see the NBA players. I actually went to see Nas perform with the Vegas Orchestra Philharmonic. I forget exactly what they call them, but at that show, LeBron showed up, which is like,
Of course.
There's a fervor. He's sneaking in and sneaking out before it's over. But after that show, there seem to be roving groups of AAU teams looking for NBA players. Just a lot of tall teenagers, like 6'3" teenagers in tank tops, shorts, basketball shorts, and slides, just walking up to people taking pictures. That's honestly how I could like people. I recognize some NBA players, but not really.
Yeah,
like not that easily, and not while also I'm just trying to be like an adult navigating a extremely crowded space.
chaotic.
But yeah, you'll see people just stopping, like Georges Niang, or obviously LeBron was the big one. LeBron, I think, went to some restaurant, and there was just security in the hallways to stop you from getting near, because it became a crowd in the lanes of the casino. So it's hard to actually move around the casino just because. Again, the AAU teams. There's so many more than I thought.
Dude, there were just people in full uniforms no matter where you went in Vegas this past weekend. Like you in Starbucks getting a coffee, there's like a girls team also getting coffee. There's like of all ages, all of them are taller than me. No matter the age, they are all still taller than me. But it's just people in full jerseys everywhere.
If you're like 6'5" and up and a scammer, you should pull up the NBA Summer League and just look like you belong. We're a fashionable sweatsuit.
Yeah, pay a couple people to come ask for an autograph, and then just everybody's going to do it. People are going to be getting autographs and selfies. I like that. That is a good secondary business plan. Yeah, you mentioned LeBron. I feel like that was one of the bigger things that people kept talking about this weekend, and how like they're. Hi, man. I don't even know like how to talk about it, because I don't even know what the hell they like. There's no like real move to be made. I don't think anybody's out here being like, well, let me sign up for a 50-year-old. I'm sorry, a 41.
Wow.
50 million. I was gonna say 50 plus million. Listen, I'm not rushing. We are LeBron and I are the same age. I'm not rushing that man to 50. He can stay nice and young in the early 40s. But like, I don't know who's signing up for that kind of contract for somebody at that age, while also knowing like the Lakers also would have to agree to this move to take on some money. And they've been so clear that they don't want to take on money. They want to like build around Luka here in the next year or two. I don't know. Do you just kind of think he's just, is this the main character energy stuff where it's like people aren't talking about me the right way? So let's get my word out there.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's some of that on LeBron's end and also on the media end. Because there's nothing. This has been a bland free agency period. No big moves. All the restricted free agency is pretty much done. There wasn't any real free agents to begin with. The trades kind of happened already before it, so everybody's struggling to fill time in July. And I think LeBron is a nice meaty subject. Cooper Flag is good at basketball. There's not like a ton to like go through there, so I think it's a bit of it. I mean, there's obviously real smoke at this organization, and there's real issues with the team being sold, and now LeBron maybe not being the first person informed when it was, but it all feels like, hey, remember this, let's run this LeBron NBA media frenzy back one last time. Because like you said, it's just he makes a ton of money. He's 40. Yeah, I forget exactly.
He'll be 41 in December.
So it's just none of it makes a ton of sense. I mean, maybe the idea of him going back to Cleveland is fun. I've even said the idea of him going to Dallas is fun, but is it likely? Really? Do we?
Well, this is what I don't get. Like, he of course, and his team are smart enough to know and understand like the landscape of the league and how these deals can be made. And he must have known that the second he opted into this contract, he was going to be playing for the Lakers. Like, I don't know what No one has like the right assets and will to want to make this move. Like Cleveland, yeah, but you're giving up like a Garland and Allen. For the Warriors to do it, you're giving up Jimmy Butler most likely. And those are literally the only two teams that would make sense for both. Like, they're trying to win. LeBron would want to go there. But like, why are the Lakers being like, oh, Jimmy Butler just signed an extension? Yeah, let's give me Jimmy. Or like, why? It doesn't really make sense with what the Lakers are trying to do. We're like, LeBron could have easily just been like, hey, I'm not going to opt into this, and I'm going to go sign somewhere else. You know, like, he must have known the second he opted in that he was going to be playing for the Lakers.
Yeah. And look, if I just bought the Lakers, you ain't going nowhere, LeBron. If people still want to see, I don't care how mad you are, people still want to see LeBron and Luka, and I'm gonna make my money. Who cares if they're competitive in the playoffs? Yeah. This is from an owner perspective. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be top 5 in jersey sales. I'm gonna nudge LeBron like, hey, you know, nobody's in Hollywood to do your like final send off. We got production studio. I know you got Sprinkle, or he sold that. I don't know, but we got cameras. We got access. The industry's here, kind of still. So let's get it. Like that. The basketball of it is like, what is the point? I think it's, even if he won another championship, it'd just be okay. LeBron won a championship at 40. I guess it would definitely be impressive, but it wouldn't settle any arguments about his legacy. So at this point, I feel like ride it out into sunset. Have Bronny hit a couple games, maybe hit a game winner or something, and chill.
Yeah, and honestly, if we, to zoom out of sports here for a second, in this like era, you can't win an argument anyways, man. Like, he could win 5 more in a row. It wouldn't matter. You like just get on Twitter. It's not going to matter at all. So, that wouldn't move it for me, I don't think. But yeah, I don't understand a ton of it. I think you're right though, that if like you're an owner, you're like, absolutely not. I'm not moving you. I feel like there was one thing that we should talk about too. This like kind of relates and I'm just remembering this as we were talking at Summer League. We did see Rich Paul, and that man might as well be running for office with the way he was handling sitting courtside. Like he did everything but kiss babies while he was going there. And it was almost like, I used to say Donovan Mitchell was like this, where he is someone who I believe is aware that the cameras are on him when he was doing stuff. Like, he would make a tough finish or whatever and give a flex, but it wasn't like he was almost pretending like he didn't know the cameras were there, but he knew the cameras were there. And that is what that felt like as he was going around courtside, handshaking and kissing babies. Yeah, man. You gotta, if you're going to shadow run the league, you got to know everybody. That's right. That's right. Another thing that happened with the LA team today, Bradley Beal officially bought out of Phoenix and is now with the Clippers, who I think this roster, if it was constructed in 2016, would be the title favorites right now. You got Kawhi Leonard.
This is some like NBA 2K my career stuff right here.
I thought it was so interesting that he chose. I mean, I know Jake Fisher and Mark Stein, like basically 2 weeks ago, reported that they were going to wait until after the 15th. And then it's because I think Bradley Beal had one more payday coming in. And then on the 16th would go down. I'm kind of surprised he's going from the situation that was Booker, KD, and Beal to now Harden, Kawhi, and Beal. It feels like I know they're different teams and different roster constructions, but he's still clearly going to be the third guy over there, right? And I feel like there were a couple other options. I was kind of surprised I was surprised. The fit makes sense. I was surprised that is what he wanted.
I think it makes sense to me. You get an opportunity. All things go correctly, they can contend. That's a contender roster, given you ignore kind of any of the Clippers of it all. And he's got his money, and he has none of the responsibility if they succeed or fail. And LA, like I think it's pretty straightforward.
Do you think he is like, there's no way they blame me when James Harden's on this team? Do you think that was part of the calculation?
I think, yeah, it has to be. Like he truly is the third. He could just come in and kind of do his scoring thing and play a little defense if he wants. But
yeah. I was looking at Milwaukee and knowing that Giannis is there. They got Miles Turner, and you look at the backcourt of Milwaukee. That's like Kevin Porter Jr., Gary Trent Jr., any other junior. That he would like immediately be their best scoring guard or their best backcourt guy. So I thought that, and it's in the Eastern Conference, but I think you're right. I mean, LA is pretty nice.
Yeah, I think it's a nice city, and I really think that the idea that you don't have to be like, he would have to be a guy on Milwaukee.
Yeah,
I don't know. I can't say. I don't know Bradley Beal personally. I'm not saying he's running from the smoke.
you're right.
This is a man who also wasn't agreeing to a buyout or a trade for a minute and to just kind of chill on a bad Phoenix team knowingly. Yeah. So it seems like he got to the spot he wanted to go to. He doesn't have to deal with any of the Lakers mess, even though that was a possible option. He doesn't have to deal with the Bucks and Giannis. He can just get on the Clippers.
So I was thinking about this too today. I feel like, and this might be too much, I feel like 8 of the top 10 best teams in the league are in the West now. And it's crazy that all of these Western Conference teams have gone for it, right? So Denver definitely got better. Most of those moves are around the edges, outside of Cam Johnson from Michael Porter Jr. That's they're similar players, but you got a financial relief, and then they get Bruce Brown and Tim Hardaway Jr. and Jonas Valanciunas, even though he'd rather go play in Greece. You got Houston obviously got better, right? They had Kevin Durant with the moves that they made. OKC is still going to be up there. And now this Clippers team that, again, they're starting 5. I don't know if Beal's going to start, but let's just put him in there for the sake of conversation, where it's Harden, Beal, Kawhi. You've got Zubac is going to be at the 5. I don't know who's going to be playing for. Derek Jones, Junior Batum. Maybe I'm forgetting somebody obvious here, but I feel like they're going to be really good too. And outside of the Knicks and Cavs, are we really taking? Basically what I'm doing here, Justin, is clearing out so you can talk about the Detroit Pistons and see if you can sneak them into the top 10 in the NBA. But it is kind of, I feel like the discrepancy is getting pretty wide between the East and the West right now.
No, you're right. It is those top teams in the East and the West. It's a heavily West focus. Also, don't put that pressure on my Pistons, okay? We're beautiful right now. It's great. We're enjoying being a competent team. Just because the East is bad doesn't mean we need to compete now. Slow and steady, okay? Mm-hmm. That's my big appeal. Let's not throw all that pressure on there. The 28 losses straight was still 2 seasons ago. Give us some time, even though the recovery started quick. Give us some time. That's my appeal. Put that pressure on the Knicks, okay?
Okay, yeah.
It's New York City. They can take that pressure. Yeah, put that pressure on Giannis. Just leave it. Get that off Detroit.
So I put together my list of what I thought was the top 10 right now, and then I realized I was probably a little bit aggressive here. That Detroit's probably knocking. I think Orlando's knocking too, but I feel like OKC, and then I put Denver too. I just put Denver second, so I go OKC, Denver. Then I threw Cleveland in there, and then Houston, and then I had the Clippers 5th. I had the Clippers ahead of the Knicks, who I had 6th, and then the Timberwolves. And then after the Timberwolves, honestly, I put the Warriors, but I feel like it's a lot of toss up there. And then I had the Lakers next, which is kind of wild that they have LeBron, Luka. They got DeAndre Ayton for nothing, and I'm like, I'm not buying this. and then I put the Spurs 10th because I was just wilding. I had already decided it was 8 out of 10, and I was like, I think maybe San Antonio makes a leap this year. So I talked myself into that. But so maybe you could throw an Orlando or a Detroit in there. But was there teams that we were leaving out in the East? Because I really don't trust much of it.
I think Orlando is the big one. Everybody's ripping pecs last year, and then Suggs was out. But when they were healthy, that team is good. They're young, most importantly, which I think is a big. I think we got to be honest that the age is starting to. We are aging out of that class of star, that Harden, George, class of star. They're in the mid to late 30s, and I think the finals show youth, depth and youth do matter. Orlando has some youth, so. I think Orlando's probably the most. I think that's my maybe they could shake something up. Team. But outside of that, I don't know. Atlanta, maybe.
I just saw Weisberg threw that in the chat. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think Atlanta has the talent. They have an interesting team. I wouldn't put them as contenders, but you never know. A team like that could be an Indiana 2 years ago, where they're in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, I mean,
catch
if
some
like
good breaks.
Porzingis all of a sudden plays like 60, 70 games, right? Like they get like a rare, healthy Porzingis season. That yeah, I think they're a fun one that could like be around the edge of that. Yeah, I like that. And then Philly, man, is crazy, right? Philly, like if you think about if they're healthy, which Paul George somehow already underwent a procedure. But like getting Maxey back, they get McCain back. You still have Paul George, Joel Embiid. I don't know if he's healthy or not. Like Kelly Oubre's still there. I don't know if I said McCain already, who's coming back from injury. And then they had the third pick and then Edgecombe. And I mean, if they run pure health wise in the Eastern Conference, I mean, I could see them winning 50 games, but it's just like Philly. And I expect to see way more Andre Drummond than I want to.
Hey, at least he's a competent NBA player. Okay.
You're right.
It's just so hard. I think like I say, I think we're kind of in an availability league right now, and
yeah,
I have no faith. Philly fans have no faith that this team can be available throughout a season and for a playoff run. So it's kind of any of those teams with injuries, I'm weary of. I'm scared. Even with the Clippers, like Harden and Kawhi, no matter how well he can manage that knee, his knee is messed up. He only has like a certain amount of games. So I can't put my whole faith in those teams. Even if they have a nice regular season record, I just think it's going to come down to who's healthy late.
Yeah. Did you get the chance? I know like I snuck the Spurs in their 10th. Did you get the chance to see Dylan Harper at all this past week?
I missed the Dylan Harper games, unfortunately. I saw highlights and he looks good, but I didn't see it in person.
Yeah, same thing. But the highlights did look really good. And that team is so interesting too. I feel like they, if they're able to run Wemby out there healthy for a full season, and it sounds like he mentioned to reporters over the week that he got cleared from last year's like blood thrombosis, whatever the official medical term is, and he's good to go. And so, like, man, that squad, and I don't know what it's going to look like having both all of Castle, Fox, and Harper play together, but that's like a sneaky deep team that's like relatively young outside of, well, Fox is still young, but outside of like Harrison Barnes, who I believe is still there. They still have Vassell and Keldon Johnson. Like, I think I think they're really fun.
Yeah, I think that's a playoff team.
Yeah, me too.
Really, I think like a playoff team. I think they can actually sneak in. So.
Yeah, because like the Warriors, right? That Warriors have yet to do anything this offseason. And I think they're like, I wouldn't be shocked in the regular season if they were able to leapfrog them. I know it's like Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond, and that is that. And I know. But like Jonathan Kuminga, they still haven't figured out what they're doing with him. And they're just like relying a lot on guys like Brandon Pajemski or Guy Santos. They like Kevon Looney left. And Al Horford, I know, is rumored to get over there. And that would be an upgrade for him. But like, again, we're being like, come on, 40-year-old, get us over the edge.
That's the same thing. I was like, I just can't trust this. Their offense was terrible every time Steph was off the court last year.
Yeah.
I don't see that. I don't know if that improves. I don't see what they've done to improve that. Kuminga, like you said, probably will come back, and they still don't. It still seems like a bad fit. So without knowing any midseason move they could possibly make with them, they'll win games. But
yeah,
I feel like, we do these preseason rankings and there's always a disappointment.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a disappointment.
Yeah, like, again, I think Steph is awesome, but we just haven't seen we've seen Steph play close to full seasons, but like you haven't seen Jimmy play full season. At some point, the Draymond stuff's going to slow down a little bit. I know he got some Defensive Player of the Year buzz from his own podcast late last season, but again, like you were saying, the youth wins, it feels like right now anyways, in this stage of it. And I just think there's like a pretty big discrepancy from that. Like I feel like there's a drop off of like OKC, Denver, Houston. And then I put like a little gap, then put the Clippers there. But then after that, I'm like, man, I don't know, whoever, like you said, whoever's healthy, whoever plays the most games between Kawhi and LeBron, I guess that LA team will finish higher.
Yeah. Oh man, I think the Lakers could be bad. I feel like the Lakers have the wildest variance.
Yeah. Like, what are you going to get out of DeAndre Ayton,
I have no idea.
I know.
No
And
one knows.
I was posing this to Trey, and he kind of disagreed, but like I wonder too if the Aiton experience is a little bit easier on both like NBA Twitter, the fans, and on the Lakers themselves, where you're not paying him like 35 million a year, you're paying him like 8 a year. And I wonder if that changes what what you need out of that guy. I don't know. Just Angie's in the chat says, "What are you going to get out of 8?" And he says, "Excuses." Uh, but I mean, like, I don't know, dude. You got Luka on your team, and Luka made Daniel Gafford look like a top center in the league. He made Derek Lively as a rookie be impactful in the finals. He made Dwight Powell money for years. So like, if you all of a sudden put Luka with Ayton, I don't know. And listen, the Lakers fans are living off of like photos of Luka in street clothes.
Yeah, exactly. See, we just Lakers fans are like tracking on Luka outside. Aiden is not a concern. Okay,
Yeah.
the Aiden is just he's a former number one pick on his third team. I think there'll obviously be some like criticism of it, but he's just not like he will get less heat than Bronny. And Bronny is not a rotation player, like just because of like name. So I think if anywhere, and with Luka, this is gonna be his place to shine, catch some oops, and also if he's just a fine starting center, that is a win for the Lakers. If they can just get a good starting center, and it's good for Aiden if he proves himself to be like a reliable NBA player on a good team. I don't think you need any world beater status. It's just like he should be better than Jackson Hayes.
Right. That's no one. And it's like when if you go from dating somebody to like you get into a new relationship, and the most recent one was incredibly toxic. Like even if it's just like a C+ level relationship, that's such a jump from what you were just experiencing, and that is the Jackson Hayes to DeAndre. And I mean the Jackson Hayes experience went so poorly that JJ Redick was like, "What if we just play 5 guys for like 40 straight minutes?"
Oh man, so yeah, I think he'll hit some jumpers, he'll catch some moves, it'll be fine.
Yeah, it will be fine. That was kind of it that I had for today. Just so that we're getting into the very slow part of the NBA season. We did, shut up Bradley Beal and Shams for getting us some stuff to talk about a little bit today. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else, any other highlights from Vegas or anything else league related that we're missing.
You know what? I am appreciating that the summer league media and the Clippers, the people making clips, are appreciating Yang Hansen.
Oh, dude, they are in. They are in.
It looks fun. People were hyping. I know Portland got some guys rolling last year, and now like, is he gonna get starters minutes? I was hearing on other podcasts like. They were talking about Klingon. I've heard people say they could see Klingon coming off the bench by the end
Trade
of the
Klingon.
Look, it's summer league. Most people didn't know this man existed until the draft.
They were clowning on him. They were clowning on him when the pick was made. Remember we were at the NBA draft, and there was that kid sitting in front of us in a Blazers jersey. He had a meltdown when that pick happened.
And then you know what it changed? It changed that first highlight they showed his 7-foot ass throwing the ball off the backboard to himself. And those teenagers immediately flipped. Okay. So I don't know if he will be a great or good NBA player, but he's going to be entertaining. And it's fun that in the summer league, that same like, this might be for real is hitting people because he's throwing some dimes.
What was fun about it too was after the first game, I heard a lot of people being like, "That was impressive," but everybody like relaxed a little bit. It's summer league. It's game 1. Then he did it in game 2, and everybody was like, "All right, I'm in. I'm in." One other thing I want to bring up for summer league, which happened while I was I was still there because it was the third game. Jordan Walsh, who is on the Celtics team, he's his third year there. He got kicked out. He got kicked out of a game for shoving, just doing some shoves out there.
Really?
And and that's a fun highlight. Go back and see that. But the best part is he was talking to the media after. When he got back to the locker room and got his phone, Joe Mazzulla, he said he liked what he saw out there.
See? Look, you think summer league is about points, and that's just you're not You're not looking at the right things. All right. He's smart. He's like, how do I make this team? How do I stay in this organization? Oh, Joe Mazzulla needs dogs. Joe knows this team is about to go through an injury riddle. They're going through an injury riddle season. They need dogs. They need people raising the level of competitiveness. They need people scraping the town for examples of scrappiness. Okay, he's been on podcasts talking about wanting people to fight.
Yeah.
So he's out there trying to fight. They give you 10 fouls for a reason. That's 10 elbows.
I do love the idea that Jordan Walsh was like, listen, this is it. I'm playing for a second contract right now. The only way I can do this, I need Joe on my side. I'll apologize to Brad Stevens, but I need Joe on my side.
I will be remiss to say shout out Ron Holland for balling in Summer League.
Yeah.
Let's hope he comes back with a jump shot.
Yeah, everybody. Go ahead.
I was say everybody in Detroit has learned the name. Was it Fred Vinson? And we're really relying on the future of Asar and Ron Holland's jump shots to end that name. So
let's hope Malik Beasley impacted the 3-point or shared his 3-point wisdom with Ron Holland, and that's it. And that's it.
You think Malik Beasley was in Vegas this weekend?
Yeah, probably Reno though. Yeah, man. The Beasley story. I know we're not supposed to be just like recommending other podcasts, but the Pablo Torre Finds Out podcast on the Malik Beasley story was wild, just absolutely wild stuff. I think that should do it. That should do it for us. I think we hit it. It was a nice little quick 30-minute hitter. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Justin, what do you got going on? Anything you got, we can plug for old J Catch?
What's going on? Well, if you're based in New York City, I host a variety show at the UCB Theater called UC Black. It's the last Saturday every month. Next one is July 26th. Got a fantastic lineup. People you've seen on SNL, Don't Tell, any other comedy vertical or show. People come in all the time. It's a legitimately good show. It's not just me hosting it. So come up if you're around. But otherwise, catch me at JCatch on Instagram.
There you go. Or over at the 89 Cavs where we do some hoop podcasts as well. But before we wrap up, we'll call it quits here today, do us a favor. If you stayed with us this long through the 33 minutes of joy, like the video, subscribe to the Count the Dings channel, check out all the other sick content that the Count the Dings are dropping. We'll be back again, or you can rate review the podcast as well. And we'll be back sometime next week. As you know, as it slows down here, we can't be reporting, I think, on every single two-way contract that's signed from here on out from Summer League.
Shout out Ryan Nemhart.
Shout out Ryan Nemhart. That's right. But appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Justin, thanks for filling in. Jerv, thanks for making the magic happen, and we'll see you all next time.